Hello everyone and welcome to my Spennymoor town save. My name is Malcolm and I'm based around about half an hour's drive away from Spennymoor town's ground. I've only ever actually been to one match though, unfortunately, so it's not a team that I support, but I thought doing the save and the lower league databases aren't available yet. That's where I'm at. So first of all, hello and a great big thank you to the people on the Football Manager blog channel for allowing me to post on here. I look forward to doing videos probably twice a week if I can, certainly once a week, to update you on the progress of this save. Just to let you know that I do film these live and I try and do as little editing as I can. But just to bring you up to speed with the save, just to get things up and running. I'm playing in the Vanarama National League North. I have put in the trophy update, the pack update. I've put in the logo updates so you can see, well actually probably the best view was on the league itself. All the proper logos in there. I've got the kit update in. I'm not sure how far that goes down. And I've also got the faces in. So if we click on if we're just going to guess, we see that there are some of the faces in. I've used one of the face packs online, so I've tried to personalise the game. The only other change that I've made in terms of the game itself is the skin. I've gone to the dark skin, and also I've amended the attributes so that anything over 16 is green. Then you can see there the range: low attributes red, mid-range yellow and blue. The better ones being blue up to 15, and then green is higher than 15. So this guy actually played in a pre-season tournament near where I live, and that is nowhere near as fast as he really is. He absolutely tore us apart. A great player. Right, guys, so just to let you know where I'm at, if we just go back to the Vanarama National League and then go to the season preview, this will just give you an idea as to where we are. The promoted teams are Hereford, Altrincham and Ashton United, and the relegated sides are Guiseley and Chester. We're actually one of the favourites. We have Chorley, massive favourites at 5-1 on, and we have York, Stockport, ourselves, Spennymoor, and Kidderminster at even money. Now I've looked around at Chorley, I've looked at their team, and I can't really see, if I'm honest, where the huge, I guess, oh, he's quite a good player. Could we possibly get Ruben? That would be great if we could. Let me just try this. Ooh. Would have been good. That's as you'll see, that's a position we could do with. But I'm not really seeing where their quality is, to be honest, in their team. Not hugely determined, but we'll get to that in a minute. But like I say, I reckon we've got a good chance at doing quite well. So just moving back to the squad. Forget about I'm going to sort it by position and just go through each position. Forget about the selections because that's just for a friendly. Although it probably is by and large near to where we are. I'm going to go through every player and tell you what I think of them. We have played one friendly and I have made a couple of signings. I'll tell you who they are and what I'm looking for. And like I say, guys, just really happy to be on the channel, and check out the links below in the description for links to my other vlog channels, my own personal channels, and I do videos about just general life stuff, and I also do other gaming videos as well. So if you're interested in that, but if you just want to support me on this channel, that's absolutely fine as well. Delighted to have you watch whatever I put on wherever you find it. Okay, so first of all, just a word on the view. I like to have as much information as I possibly can on this page, and I've used the dividers just to kind of break it up a little bit, just because they're there really. I'm not too worried if they weren't there, but the kind of the obvious stuff, the kind of personal information is in this section here. Obviously the selection, whether they're picked, the name, age, nationality, position and squad status. I like to keep that up to date. Then we have contract information. Like I say, guys, we are filming this live and it's getting late, so apologies if I do yawn. Just to minimise editing, I'll just leave it in. We have wage, we have expiry date, and we have transfer value, and that's relevant certainly for not so much transfer value, because I find at this level you can never really get many fees. But in terms of contract, we've got to look at who we might want to extend and things like that. But we'll talk about that more in a minute. Last 5 game average to have a look at form, and also last match rating, which I like the fact is graphically displayed as well. Match condition and sharpness, and also our coach's ability and potential ability which I believe is from the assistant manager, who does have a high ability and potential ability rating. I think he's got 17, which is class. Now, in fact, I just want to check that while we're on as to who the assistant manager actually is. Oh, he's only got 7 and 8. Now, there was another member of our staff, if I can find him. Bear with me one moment. I'm just going to have a look at this, because there was one member of our staff, and this is where you can kind of make sense in terms of whether you can get your best people for the job. Right, so Tommy Miller, the scout, if I can find a way of getting him to do that assessment rather than the assistant manager, that would be a lot more accurate. I'm just going to replace this column, scouting. I'm going to struggle to find it now. Now you see, what it would make sense to do is to invite, if I wanted to make the most of that box, is to invite Tommy Miller to be the assistant, as to be the scout, because that would make a lot more sense. But I might not be able to do that. But I'll have a look at that at another time and see if I can maybe get him in as assistant manager instead of there. But just to bring him in for that role, maybe try and get him on a dual role. Let's have a look and see if we can do this. Let's just have a look. It would be interesting to see if we can actually wangle this, guys, because this would be a real coup if we can. Contract, offer new contract. He's not interested. That's a damn shame. So we're just going to have to live with that for now. And 7 and 8 is not the best. We can maybe look for an assistant manager who has a really good rating elsewhere. Maybe turn him into a... Well, let's wait and see. We can do a search for staff. In fact, let's do it now. Let's just do it. Let's just do a staff search. So we're going to be looking for an assistant manager. I always get that wrong. Medical team? No. Let's just keep going. Coaching? No. It is a mental after all. I'm the mental one. Judge and player potential. Judge and player ability. Jason Fowler. Let's see if we can get Jason Fowler in as an assistant manager. For as long as we can. Give him 200 quid a week. He wants 275, so we'll give him 250. He wants 275. Let's just give him that, and let's wait and see till. So basically, what we're going to end up here is that 13 and 13. That'll be a more accurate rating in terms of what we're doing. So that is a real something to maybe think about for you guys to do. Here is the core attributes I'm interested in: natural fitness, determination, work rate and concentration. They're my kind of DNA at this level. I want players who are committed. I want players who work hard and concentrate to deliver what I'm asking them to do. You know, because the overall happiness, tactical familiarity and which foot they kick with. So everything's there, guys, that I need. Let's quickly burst through all the players. I have put up for sale Matt Gould, who's a good goalkeeper, but on 300 quid a week, I don't feel that he's needed, and he is available to sign for free if anybody would want him. I'm surprised nobody does, but unfortunately, I need rid of him for the wage bill. Also, James Curtis. James is a good player, has had a great career at Gateshead, played for many, many years at Gateshead, made a good living in the game, has come right through the different divisions with them. And just moved to Spennymoor in 2016 and is still a fantastic player at 36, but I feel he's a little bit, shall I say, a little bit out of his depth and he's on his way out. And also Ryan Hall. I've got plenty of other options and he's on 250 quid a week. That's kind of 250, 500, 800 quid a week that I would like off the wage bill that at the moment I'm struggling to get rid of. So That's where we are. However, let's crack through the players. Billy O'Brien is my goalkeeper. He is a new signing at the age of 22, and I'm hopeful that we're going to get to keep him for quite some time. I've unfortunately upset him because I made him team captain, and then he was stripped of the captaincy when I gave it back to someone else, and if I'm not mistaken, he may well have returned as captain now, and yet he's still, I'm going to give him it back because I feel like I'm messed up. We're just going to reverse that, and he's still upset at being stripped of the captaincy, but he's got it back, so he should be alright now. Chris Elliott is a goalkeeper who actually I know in real life, who used to play for Concert and has moved around quite a lot. He's a decent goalkeeper. He's on 20 quid a week, and again is a decent backup. I may well offer him a new contract for 25 quid a week for the rest of, let's see if I can get him at 25. He's going to want 30, but I'm willing to pay that just to keep him for 2 years. He's a good backup. He does the job, and I'm quite happy to keep him on board as a backup if we need him. Chris Thackeray, again, good in all the key areas that we need, but is 30 years old. Rob Atkinson, kind of the same if I'm honest. Steady away, 31. You know, that's an area of the game. And again, Chris Mason, who's 32, aggressive, jump and reach, strong, good leader. Again, is in his 30s, so we need to start. That's part of the reason that James Curtis got transfer listed, if I'm honest, because they're all over 30. Callum Williams, good right back, full back. He's on a contract for 2 years and fits the bill really nicely in terms of what we are asking him to do. Nice steady away position. Lewis King, a young player I'm hoping to bring through. He's got plenty of room for improvement and is already pretty good, so we'll give him some chances hopefully moving forward. Again, don't worry about the positioning, that was for a friendly that we had. Gideon Adu Pepra, which I'll probably call Gideon more often than I'll call him by his surname because I keep butchering it. He's on a 2-year contract. He's one of the signings that I made on a free, and he's already touted as one of the best players in the league. And look at the rating he got, 8.5 in the last game. He was brilliant in the last friendly. We won 6-1. He was class, so I've got big hopes for him this season. Another player I've got big hopes for is Emilio Omam Biek, who I'll probably call Emilio rather than his surname. Again, difficult to pronounce, and I don't want to offend anyone. He's got balance, jumping, reaching, natural fitness. He's a very fit young player, good work rate, brave, everything's pretty good. Key for that defensive mid role. I didn't have anyone who could play there, so he's on a 2-year contract. Love that signing, and again, potential ability through the roof, so I'm absolutely loving that. And he's going to be a great player for us. Stephen Brogan, backup left wing back. Again, a backup player, but he's in his prime years and can come on and do a job whenever we need him to. Jake Hibbs joined Hyde United but didn't make an appearance. He's kind of travelled around the lower leagues, very naturally fit. Everything's pretty decent. He's got some room for improvement, and he'll do a job for us as a backup right back more than a midfielder, I think. But he can play there as a useful utility player for us. Not a starter though, I don't think. Jamie Chandler had an excellent game in the last game with 7.6, and also is very solid throughout. Forward midfielder, hard worker, determined, good work rate. Everything's pretty good, and he's probably going to be. He's in the prime of his career, but they've got him as a backup player. I think he'll play a bit more than that personally. Rob Ramshaw, very good, plays across the right and centre. He's known as a winger, but he plays well pretty much wherever. All his stats are decent. As a central player, he's very good. So, first team player and very much in the fold in terms of he'll be on the pitch most games. Shane Henry didn't play well in the last game. Backup player, he has some room for improvement, but not much. He's a bit of a utility player, again, central, so we need him because we don't have anyone else at the minute. Mark Anderson, he can play on the left. He can play through the middle. He's not an expert anywhere. He's in his prime years, again a backup and again central. We do have a little bit of room. He did score 2 goals in the last game, so did very well, but I feel in the centre of midfield is where we need to improve a little bit, but he's a good player. Andrew Johnson, he did quite well in the last game, got a goal and an assist. Plays through the middle mainly, but can also play well on the left. and is a good option for us if we ever need an attacking midfielder. And again, backup player, but I think he'll see a lot of minutes. Sean Tuton, I think that is, or Tutton. I'm going to say Tuton. He scored a goal in the last game, played very well. All of his attributes are excellent. They're all over 5, which is quite funny. He's a pressing forward, and he's good finishing, bit of pace, and it will be dangerous at this level, I think. And he can also play on attacking midfielder right, which is where I've been using him. Kevin Hayes is a young player who has plenty of upside, not a great deal to say other than he's a hot prospect who can play right across the front, essentially, and can go anywhere you want. Don't know how many minutes he'll get given the strength we've got in depth. Adam Boyes, 12, scored 2 goals in the last game, played very well. A little bit of upside at 27. He's a poacher, good goal scorer. And finally, we've got Glenn Taylor, who's pretty much playing at his potential. There's a little bit of room for improvement. He's your classic target man. He scored 2 goals in the last game and is a proven goal scorer, as you can see, at the non-league level. And I believe we are in for one transfer. We have our Romario Vieira, who's rated as being our best central midfielder if he arrives at the club. Is young enough where we can sign him on a good contract. He's aggressive. He's naturally fit. You know, he's got good work rate. He's determined. He fits our DNA very well. And we've got a bid in for him. But there's also other clubs in for him. So we'll have to wait and see if he gets tapped up. I'm using tactics that I got off the internet, but I am going to be tweaking them. They're just my starting point. And I've been playing in possession, much shorter passing, play out. I want overlapping. I want much lower tempo. I would actually like to change that, I think, to a normal tempo, slightly lower tempo. I think it's important. In transition, we want to distribute, throw it long, but actually I think I'd like to roll it out. We want to counter and counter press, which is fine. Extremely urgent. I would like us to play higher and a bit more compact, which is what I've changed. Takes a lot to get used to in these tactics. Cautious, but I think balanced. I would like us to be balanced initially, and that's what I'm doing for the tactics. I will tweak player positions as and when I need to. Just one final shout before we go into a friendly. I did win the first one against Annan Athletic, but they're in Ladbrokes League 2 in Scotland. I'm not sure whether that's comparable in terms of where we're at in our divisions. It's probably quite close, but we absolutely turned them over. If you look, we won 6-1, and we were really, 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 really good. We turned them over well. Adu Papra had a great game, as did the 2 new signings. Had an excellent game, and now we're just in a case of, you know, pre-season and getting friendlies in, really. So we're going to go to our next match and play that game, and then we'll call it a day for today's video. Like I say, guys, it's likely that I'm going to be doing weekly videos on here. Part of my life at the moment is that I'm looking for a job, so there's all sorts going on. We'll just have to wait and see how things pan out, and, you know, if I can do more videos, I will do them, and we'll just have to wait and see. Now, there's a few good players here. Tom Tuo, I think he used to play for QPR, or Chelsea. Played Carlisle. Definitely a player who I'm very familiar with. And also we have Matt Kilgannon, who I believe will be towards the business end of his career. He's a former player for Leeds, Sunderland, had a long time at Sunderland, and Blackburn, Bradford. So he's been around at a high level, so he'll be tough to break down today. So dressing room, we're going to just tell the boys, show me what you've got, and then just tell them all, to show them why they deserve a place in the team. I'm playing the team that's just there, just to give them chances, and then after the next game, we'll be seeing how we go. So kick off, I believe I've got on 2D. We'll just have to wait and see how we get on. I haven't put any sliders down here yet, any sort of displays. I will alter that as I sort the game out, probably after this video. Brusted and forces a good save out of Billy O'Brien early doors. Not sure about that one-on-one, so I just need to think shouts encourage the team, because we are playing a side here who are very good. What a great ball. I think what I'm going to have to do is make a tactical change early doors, guys. Just pause that. Just the wing backs, I think I need to turn them into attacking full backs, because I don't think having them so attacking is going to be the best idea. I think supportive wingers might be a better move. I'm just going to actually change him to that. Cautious counter might be a better idea, I think. So we'll go with that for now. Was that a free kick? No. No free kick. He looked like he sort of got behind him. King, and Biax missed it. Miller has skied it, so that was good. Thank God for that. So 16 minutes in. And again, I've heard that the shouts are really, really important, so keep making it. Henry with a big shot and saved by Woods in goal. Keep that encouragement going. Corner ball cleared. Kelly gets it. Passes to Kilgannon. Shoots and it comes off for a corner. Kilgannon again. He's caught out of position. The fullback's covering centre half. Taylor's going wide, dragging the fullback out. And it was a free kick, and it was a good card if he gets it. And incredibly, our guy gets a yellow card, and he let him off with that. I think that was a good booking to have. Tom Teo gets it. I'm going to make that change about easing off on tackles, but I'll probably change him at half time. Brusted, and big save by O'Brien, huge save. And we're flapping a little bit here, but Henry wins the ball back and we break down the left. Teo over the top. O'Brien's slow and Brusted scored. What happened there? Mistake by Henry. Disappointing, really disappointing here. We'll get to see a little bit more what happened. The goalkeeper left it for the defender. He stopped and Brusted took it past and scored. Disappointing goal to concede, given that we were actually doing quite well. So that was a bit irritating. So shouts, concentrate, and we get to half time. So I just want to have an assessment of where we are. King is booked. So I think what I'll do is I will hand over to assistant. Then we'll go across to tactics, where it's easier to make the changes, I think, when you can see what you're doing. We're going to have Ramshaw on for Tooten. Boys on for Taylor. And maybe pull him in as a poacher. Chandler for Johnson. Atkinson for Mason. Thackeray for King. Adu Proper on for... We'll bring him back just as a defensive. Actually, I like him as a support. It's actually my favourite type of defender. Given that we're behind, I think we're just after trying to play our way into the game. Another great save by O'Brien there. So we're a bit under the cosh here. Great ball out there by Gideon to Chandler. Strings it in, boys. Oh, what a great save by Woods. Gutted. So we'll leave O'Brien in goal. Kevin Hayes. Can have him on for Mark Anderson. Shane Henry. And we've got Callum Williams. Jake Hibskins. Disenchanted, so we can bring him on. So we've kind of got a mix now. Chandler with a shot, and it's not a million miles away. So we're kind of fighting here. We're in the game. Don't forget, these are a good team. Not a bad team, these, and we're sort of fighting away. So kind of got a bit, got a bit of faith going on here that we're sort of in this game. So we're going to change now to balanced. Let's just have a go at them. So Bryant's had a good game. I'm happy with the goalkeeper. Now he should be rolling it out, and he kicked it, so that was irritating. Brusted over the top again, and he's hit the post, and Miller's scored. I have a horrible feeling this was a defensive clearance mistake. Brusted got in again, a good player, hit the post. Oh, an old man Bake cracked it off the player. That was irritating. Theo could be walking. And he's off. And Brusted goes off injured, probably been their best player. Now Ramshaw's got a bit of space. Go on, son. Get on that wing. Cross it in. And a good clearance by Ford. And that's full time. We lose the game. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Appreciated their efforts. I think that Billy O'Brien deserves a special mention for how well he played. Alright guys, so we're going to be playing the rest of the friendlies, and I think what I'll probably do is come back for the local derby game on the 7th of the 8th, so I'll keep playing till then. I hope you enjoyed the video up until that point, and I'll thank you for watching. Get subscribed to the channel, give the guys a lot of support, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.